Do you think Rivers is going to be a Hall of Famer?
No, if he is, it's probably going to be like the last year of eligibility. I don't think he had enough playoff like accomplishments to really put him to that level.
Do you think Eli will?
Yes, because he won two against the Patriots in the time when they were, in their dynasty. That's why I think he would. And the most one of the most iconic catches in Super Bowl history was thrown by Eli Manning, and it was that pass.
How I catch it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. I think he'll make it. Does he deserve it? He's barely over a 500 win game, I think.
Yeah.
He was never amazing. He was a great quarterback.
I think that's why a lot of teams,
nobody could take his spot.
Yeah. And that was another one. Their defense was really good too. But he was just good enough to get them to where they needed to be. Because each time they won the Super Bowl, they won it when they were a wild card team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's very interesting that, though, I don't know.
I don't know who's coming out.
For us being our age, I don't know if I don't think we'll ever see some quarterbacks like that again, ever.
No. Because
I don't think,
and even Stafford, I don't think Stafford's going to be a Super Hall of Famer, but he was a good quarterback that played on a bad team.
And I think he would be a Hall of Famer if he wins a Super Bowl. If Stafford wins a Super Bowl with the Rams, I think he will be a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was a good quarterback. He was just stuck with a shit team.
Yeah. And especially after Calvin Johnson left. Once he left, he's in the Hall of Fame too. But once he left, it's like, okay, I got no one really here now.
I got nobody. I got no defense. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Put up 50 points with nobody on with nobody on my team. It's not going to happen. I think.
I mean, good thing they made that.
I don't think we'll ever see some quarterbacks. Yeah, but I think if you look at it, some of the quarterbacks that won't make it to the Hall of Fame won't make it because of who they were with.
I agree.
Because if you look at that,
because I'd probably say the same. Even
Stafford,
Chargers, or Phillip Rivers when he was on the Chargers, he had weapons. He had Tomlinson for a while. He had his favorite target, Antonio Gates, and he's a Hall of Famer.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Think about
Vincent Jackson,
Phillip Rivers. Well, think about this. That's what I'm saying. Think about it. Rivers and Stafford, those two quarterbacks, were in the same era as probably three of the best quarterbacks we'll ever see in our lifetime. Brady, Payne, and both the Mannings, right? Yeah. And Rodgers, four. Those four, you're playing the same era as them. So at that point, you're kind of being compared to look what you're playing.
Did you say Breeze? Okay, we're playing against or no?
I thought Breeze. Yeah, my bad. I thought Breeze. So that's five. You have 5 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in one era and one 20-year era, right? Mm-hmm. Just say 20-year era to make sure they're all in there. I know Brady's in his 22nd or 23rd or something like that. Yeah, but anyway,
he is older.
But anyway, but within that 20-year era, you have 5 Hall of Famers, Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Yeah,
that were able to do that. Who all won Super Bowls? Actually, no, Green Bay has not won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Right.
Not with Rodgers.
Yeah, they did. They won one with Rodgers.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
They beat the Steelers. I think. Or
very early.
No.
Yeah, very early. Yeah, very.
Who they beat?
I don't know now. I didn't think they did. It must have been really early in his career. Yeah, he won.
Yeah, back in 2011.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very, very early. It's been a while, so I was like.
That was over the Steelers. I was right.
Yeah. Anyway, so all these ones have Super Bowls. Some have multiple. But I think that's why they overshadow.
And even if they weren't,
Stafford
you knew
and
the teams,
Rivers.
Even before the season started, that there was a good chance those teams were probably going to be in the playoffs in some form because those quarterbacks were just that good.
Yeah. So
that's why for the longest time you saw the same teams in the playoffs. Obviously, the Patriots dominated that era, but I mean, look at all the Manning went to the playoffs a bunch of times. Rodgers always does. Breeze always did. They just never won. They just couldn't get to that next level out of when they did. Because even Breeze, he won early in his career pretty much too, right around when Rodgers did. He just never was able to get back. Some of that unfortunate.
But that's what I'm saying, because
still,
that's what I'm saying, that those other quarterbacks like Stafford and Phil Rivers are going to be overshadowed.
They were by
those 5 quarterbacks.
Even Eli,
they're not bad quarterbacks.
Even Tony Romo, he's not a Hall of Famer either, but they were okay quarterbacks too.
They're okay. But yeah, so but I think if you took into perspective what they did, they were very good quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. But then you're just playing the same era as a 7-time winning Super Bowl champ of Brady, 3 times with 2 times, 3 I think with Peyton, and 2 with Eli.
Won 3 times. Yep.
Yeah. So you're playing with exactly right there. Yeah. So 3 of those quarterbacks have 10 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
11 Super Bowls between 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard where I'd say no. At the same breath, I believe that there's a Hall of Fame and that there's the Hall of Fame of Hall of Fame.
The tier of Hall of Fame, yeah.
The Olympics, the Olympus. This is where Elway sits. This is where, this is where Tom Brady will sit.
Yeah.
Montana. Jerry Rice is going to sit up there. I even think Shannon Sharp sits up there as tight end.
Yep.
Those kind of things. I think there's those people who will be looking down on the rest of the Hall of Fame. Got Sanders, and then you got the rest.
Yeah.
So there's that. There's tiers.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And I just don't think we'll see quarterbacks like that. I don't think we'll see some players like that ever.
Even while we're talking about this, I'm trying to think of right now quarterbacks that are playing around their prime who could be that next arguable if they keep it up and do well. And the only one I can make a potential case for is maybe Russell Wilson.
I can make a case for Russell Wilson. But that's it.
Yeah. No, everyone else outside of that hasn't really lasted that long. Because Luck retired. No. He was supposed to be a great thing. RG3 retired.
He was supposed to be the next Peyton Manning.
Yeah. That's why they traded RG3. Manning. Was to get him.
And then look what happened.
Yeah.
I think if Lamar starts winning playoffs, he could be a contender.
Yeah, I agree.
But he has to win. He has not won any.
He just won the playoff
3
series last season.
Yeah, I think he's 1 in 3 in playoffs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if he starts winning playoffs, starts getting to the divisionals, getting to Super Bowl, I think he could win it. Yeah. I think he could go to be a Hall of Famer in the future, but you can't be a Hall of Famer and not win playoffs.
No. Maybe if Patrick Mahomes can keep it up, he may be another one, but he's only 24. So he's way too early before I can even start considering that. Even with how well he plays.
I mean, him and Lamar are the same pretty much age.
Exactly. Like they're both to me at that age where it's like, I don't want to give them that Hall of Fame status yet because I don't want to put that ceiling on them. Because if you put that ceiling on them, you're automatically saying, well, these guys are going to battle each other year after year in the championship game.
Yeah, that's what you'd have to say for them if you think they could be Hall of Fame. You can say they could be. They are. Like we all know. Like everyone in their right mind knows Brady will be a Hall of Famer. 100% will be a Hall of Famer. Gronk will be a Hall of Famer. 100%. Julio Jones will be a Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. Trying to think of others. There's not too many. Adrian Peterson will be a Hall of Famer. Derrick Henry, if he stays healthy, will be a Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. I know he's gonna have surgery, but if he bounces from the surgery and goes back to what he used to do, he was gonna come. He was going to hit 2,000 yards this year, again, back to back. He was gonna get 400 some carries a year. This year if he didn't get hurt, so he will be a Hall of Famer, I believe. Roethlisberger will be a Hall of Famer.
He will be. I want to put him on that top tier, but he's in there.
No, he won't be there, but he will be a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm. And that's where I put Manning too. Eli.
I don't think Marshawn Lynch is going to be a Hall of Famer. I think he was great. I think
he was great. I just didn't think he played enough.
I don't think he played enough. I think he was a great.
He had a couple of great years in Seattle. And if I'm like,
I think he would. I would stay with him. I probably would still pick him over a lot of running backs.
oh yeah, and that's another thing we talked about too is just great running backs, not on the podcast, but just when he played Madden or something like that.
Yeah,
it's like, who are the other like great running backs right now that could
Taylor,
yeah,
Elliott, Pollard,
what's his face?
Who's the running back for
Dalvin Cook in Minnesota?
Cook.
Yeah. Cook, Kamara, Jones, Henry.
Hunt. Henry. So I think, but besides Henry, I'm like, y'all, I don't see a Hall of Famer in them.
There's good backs. I'm not going to. I think Eckler's a good back, but when he's young, but they haven't done. If Ramsey stays healthy and can continue what he's doing, he'll be a Hall of Famer. Richard Sherman will be.
Richard Sherman will be. I think JJ Watt's going to be a Hall of Famer. JJ Watt's going to be a Hall of Famer. Will be. He wasn't healthy, but I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
I mean, I put him in there because look at the legacy he let. Because there's Watts after him, and when you get a Watt, you're like that. And maybe not right now, but same with the Bosas. Bosas are great, and they made a name for themselves. Like when you say, "Oh, Bosa," there's another Bosa, and there's even another Manning too.
Yeah, there's a Manning coming up to the college ranks soon. I think. It's just there. I would say right now, I think right now there's a clear line of them being a Hall of Famer, and then you're saying no. There's no maybes. No. It's like he will be, or I think that's what it is.
And not even just that. I think a lot of players, maybe this is why we have that issue or whatever, is the fact that they're retiring early. Like I would have retired early. I don't know if like Luke Kuechly or Patrick Willis will be in the Hall of Fame, but they both retired pretty young.
I think Kuechly will be a Hall of Famer. I think it's also hard from when we coming off of like our age, we're coming off of people ending. We were at the back end of a lot of great players.
We were
like what those players who are playing right now standardize themselves to be. It's like,
right.
Okay. Like we watched the end of the years of Mannings. We're like, okay, well, no one played better than them.
Like I know people don't.
We watched Deion Sanders play when we were younger.
Like I know people don't like
DBs.
Tom Brady. A lot of it just jealousy and hate the fact that he's been so successful and everything. But just appreciate this is history. You're probably never going to see this again. A dude in his mid 40s doing as well as he does as kids in their like mid 20s.
Yeah, I mean, like I